David Benavidez has shared that his team is currently in discussions to set up a fight against Dmitry Bivol for the Undisputed light heavyweight championship in September. However, it remains uncertain whether Bivol will agree to this fight, as the organizers behind the Riyadh season are reportedly more interested in arranging a trilogy match between Bivol and Artur Beterbiev. If this happens, it could delay or even prevent Benavidez from getting his long-awaited title shot. For now, negotiations are ongoing, and Benavidez is hopeful that his opportunity to fight Bivol will materialize. Many fans are eager to see Benavidez challenge Bivol rather than watch another rematch between the two Russian fighters. The previous two fights between Bivol and Beterbiev have already shown how their styles match up, and a third fight may not bring anything new. Additionally, Benavidez has earned his chance at a title shot by becoming the WBC mandatory challenger for Bivol's belt. The WBC has officially ordered the fight, meaning Bivol must make a decision soon. He has until April 8th to accept the fight before a purse bid is called. If he refuses to fight Benavidez, he will be forced to vacate his WBC belt, which would open the door for another fighter to claim it. Benavidez has made it clear that his team is doing everything possible to finalize the fight. In an interview with DAZN Boxing, he emphasized that they are actively negotiating, though nothing in boxing is ever guaranteed. He understands the complexities of securing high-profile fights, but his primary goal remains unchanged: stepping into the ring with Bivol. If the fight does not happen, he will have no choice but to move on, but for now, he remains focused on making it a reality. His determination stems from a strong belief that he has the skills and power to challenge Bivol and prove himself at the highest level. His promoter, Samson Lukowicz, has also been vocal about their stance, stating that they are not interested in stepping aside for an interim fight just to allow Bivol and Beterbiev to complete their trilogy. Benavidez has already been in a similar situation when he was the WBC mandatory challenger for Canelo Alvarez, but never received the fight. That experience left him frustrated, and he is determined not to let history repeat itself. He does not want to be left waiting while Bivol and Beterbiev settle their rivalry, only to potentially be overlooked or forced into another waiting period. Benavidez also fears that waiting for the trilogy to play out could ultimately cost him his opportunity. If Beterbiev wins the third fight, there is a possibility that he might retire and vacate his titles, leaving Benavidez without a clear path to the championship. This uncertainty is why Benavidez is pushing so hard to get his shot at Bivol now, rather than waiting for an outcome that might not work in his favor. He has worked hard to position himself for this fight and is not willing to let politics and delays take away his moment. By securing the fight against Bivol, he hopes to prove that he belongs among the best and deserves to be recognized as a top contender in the light heavyweight division. Benavidez knows that time is not on his side when it comes to securing major fights. The longer he waits, the more opportunities slip away, and the politics of boxing can often push deserving fighters to the sidelines. He has already seen how mandatory challengers can be bypassed or ignored, and he refuses to let that happen again. That is why he and his team are aggressively pursuing this fight, making it clear that they are not willing to step aside or be pushed out of the equation. For him, this is not just about winning a title, but about proving that he belongs among the elite fighters in the sport. There is also a financial aspect to consider. A fight with Bivol would not only be a chance for Benavidez to claim a title, but also to earn a career-defining payday. With the Saudi Arabian backers heavily involved in organizing high-profile fights, this matchup could generate massive attention and revenue. Benavidez understands that taking this fight now, while interest is high, is crucial. If the trilogy between Bivol and Beterbiev happens first, the momentum might shift away from him, and he could find himself in a less favorable position when it comes to negotiating terms for a future fight. At the same time, Benavidez is aware of the risks involved. Bivol is a highly skilled and experienced fighter who has already proven himself at the highest level. His dominant victory over Canelo Alvarez showed just how dangerous he can be, especially against aggressive opponents. Benavidez knows that stepping into the ring with Bivol will be the toughest challenge of his career, but he embraces that challenge.